Hello and welcome to Todd Rolls Dice, where we have that new reveal that was teased, and honestly it's not that exciting. But we're still going to go through it, and hopefully this is actually going to be a little nod for what we can expect moving forward. Because this isn't a new reveal, this sort of thing, this upgrade sprue, but they kind of forgot about it for the Space Wolves. And I think there's other factions, and this actually ties in with the video I'm currently working on. So this article is a puff piece from WarCom. The Combat Patrol, like the other current Space Marine Combat Patrols that are chapter specific, could very well be a single run limited box where you will still be able to buy all the models separately, but not at the Combat Patrol price. So whenever this goes up, if this is something that you want, jump on it pretty quick. But the upgrade sprues tend to stick around. They've been a thing for a couple of years now in this degree. So, but let's run through this article and just see where we end up as we prepare to march for Macragge with new Ultramarines upgrades and a versatile Combat Patrol. Even though they're real sticklers for the regulations of the Codex Astartes, the Sons of Guilliman can flaunt some serious style when they want to. Whether it's regal eagles or laurel wreaths, or an impressive crest on a sergeant's helmet, the classical Macragge look sets your Space Marines apart as some of the top head-turners in the galaxy. Your whole army should be dripping with that Ultramarines flair, and now it can, with a new set of upgrades and transfers. I feel like I want to come back to the upgrade sprue, but you get a host of shoulder pads, you get Gravis / Terminator size, you get your standard tactical size, and then you get some Phobos as well. They're the Phobos there. Looks like you get 6 Phobos and then a mix of the other sizes as well. You get a variety of bare heads and then a variety of fancied up helmeted options as well. A slightly different Stormbolter for Terminator, a couple of accessories there. That's quite nice, the Ultramarine symbol on the pistol holster. I really like that unsheathed and sheathed Gladius. Is that a Gladius? I'm going to go with Gladius. And then obviously you get the options for a tactical armor or Terminator armor wielding the Gladius, which is quite nice. I do like these extra little options, and then you get some crests and things. It's not a bad one. For Ultramarines, in all honesty, there is some nice flair here, and the bear heads look really nice. I do love a bearded head. I am slightly partial to a beard, as you may have noticed anytime I'm on camera, but there's actually some nice looking heads here. That one's very scarred up, very Tyranid veteran style. Terminator, there's an unhelmeted Terminator head there as well. But they would work on, well, any of the Space Marine models, which is pretty nice to see. The Dark Angels upgrade sprue, in a similar vein to this, really does stand out to me. I thought that was excellent. The Black Templars, I believe, have the best upgrade sprue in this style. Blood Angels did get one as well. You get your upgrade sprue, and then you get there's a few options there. See, even this stuff to go on vehicles is always really cool. You also get this transfer sheet as well, which is a bit more in depth than the ones that you get in the standard boxes. Again, really nice to see some Tyranid Slayer, Tyranid Veteran stuff there as well. That's cool. So in this one, you get a collection of sculpted shoulder pads, helmets and accessories containing 69 individual parts for customizing your infantry and vehicles, which is more than the previous 2 Ultramarines upgrade packs combined. Among the shoulder pads alone, you get options for Phobos Tacticus and Gravis armored units, as well as specific pads for Blade Guard veterans, aggressors and Terminators. So a good range. I mean, if you wanted to use all of this stuff, you would need a lot of these upgrade sprues, but a really nice selection. And there's some of the options in use there as well, which is cool. In addition to the parts for your infantry, you also get 4 large and 2 medium and 6 small Ultima symbols to spruce up your tanks and aircraft, with all kinds of wings, laurels and purity seals, giving them the full Ultramarine regalia. You also get a transfer sheet of 255 individual decals full of campaign badges, veterancy markings, scripture and loads of variants on the Ultramarines chapter icon, so you can denote all kinds of ranks and special assignments. All of that is excellent. Best of all, there are multiple fancy borders and trim decals, perfect, giving your most distinguished units extra panache. Yeah, I do like this stuff. They tend to do upgrade sprues pretty well recently. I'm going to throw the Cadian upgrade sprue in there as well, but it is a recent thing. To cap it all off, a new Ultramarines combat sprue bundles one of these upgrade sets with a collection of units that make the perfect core for a new Ultramarines army, led by the inimitable Chief Librarian Tigurius. Jesus, how many eyes are there at the start of that word? So, does it break down what's in here? Yes, it does. As well as the chapter's psychic powerhouse. You get 5 intercessors, 5 reavers. Sorry, I'm not laughing. 3 aggressors and 3 Blade Guard veterans. A versatile spread of units that give you hitting power, durability and agility all in one package. Both of these new releases will be coming up for pre-order soon. Check back with us for more information in the coming weeks. By coming weeks, it could even be going up for pre-order this Sunday. I am fully expecting this Sunday to be White Scars and Iron Hands. Is it Iron Hands or is it Iron? It's Iron Hands, isn't it? Because we're still waiting on their stuff that was revealed way back in the early summer. Let's have a little look at this combat patrol, and then I'm just going to go over upgrade sprues and what I hope that we're going to see off the back of this. So, combat patrols with a named character in them limit their utility and the amount that you save by buying multiples drastically. It is Tigurius. It is an old model of Tigurius. It's still in the new scale, the true scale Space Marine stuff, but he's not a new model. It still looks great, but it's a model that anyone who's playing Ultramarines or has probably considered Ultramarines even in the last 6 months post Space Marine 2 probably has. Very strong unit in the game, but I don't see what he brings here. He can probably run with the aggressors actually. No, not the aggressors, the intercessors. So that's not great, but then they have to throw in a named character, don't they, for these Ultramarines, the poster boys of this. 3 Blade Guard. Blade Guard are a solid unit for any Space Marines army, pretty much. Aggressors are pretty strong. They have them with the Bolt Storm gauntlets. Not bad. You should be able to build the Flamer option in the box as well if you wanted, but you will have rules for combat patrol specifically for the Bolter variant. But still, they're nice units. They're very chunky boys, and in combat patrol, certainly they'll stick around at toughness 6. Reavers, yeah, poor Reavers. And intercessors, well, that is the Ultramarines unit, isn't it? The intercessors is their core backline. They are painted up and they look and they follow the Codex Astartes like good little Boy Scouts. No surprises there. I mean, 5 of them and then 5 Reavers. 5 Reavers will give you a little bit of probably infiltrate and then a little bit of backline and objective capping with intercessors. It's not a bad mix of things. You get a Phobos, you get a Tacticus, and you get a Gravis and Blade Guard. Basically, in there is one of every unit that can utilise all this stuff, except Terminators. And bearing in mind the new Assault Terminators are coming out and Calgar is getting a model that you will be able to use with said Assault Terminators, I can see why there isn't that kind of crossover. Taking Tiggy out of this, I don't think it's a bad combat patrol. The rules will be very good. The rules have been pretty good for all of the Space Marine combat patrols. There's a lot of units in there, and there's between Blade Guard and Aggressors, there's quite a lot of toughness and invul saves. Invul saves on the Blade Guard and then toughness on the aggressors, so they're gonna cap objectives quite nicely. As someone who, and I'm struggling for the words on this one, as someone who looks at these combat patrols for would they suit my Space Wolves, there's nothing here that I would want to pick up. But generic Space Marine players, if you wanted all of these units, I would say that there's something here for you. I don't think it's a box that you'll be buying multiples of, and I think quite honestly, most people who have considered Ultramarines have Tigurius, and all the other units outside of Reavers are probably in everybody's Space Marine army at some point over the last 2 editions, 3 editions. Aggressors certainly had their spotlight in 10th. Reavers have always been trash, but you know, you can just buy some Reavers if you want this combat patrol and have everything else. I don't think it's terrible. I like that they're bundling in the new upgrade sprue. I think that all of the combat patrols should have their new upgrade sprues. Not that this combat patrol will be sticking around. I firmly believe now that all of these combat patrols are single run, which is a shame because a lot of them are really good. Upgrade sprue itself. So this type of upgrade sprue is great. Price wise, I don't think they're terrible. They're about £20 roughly. You can probably get them cheaper third party, maybe around 18 quid, something like that, which I think is great for the transfers and all of these options to customize your squads as you want, I think is good. I think that this works for the Ultramarines, and I think the Blood Angels one was okay. It wasn't great, but then we know that Blood Angels didn't get any love really, did they? Some great HQ models. The troop stuff just wasn't there. The Dark Angels one stands out. The Black Templars one really does stand out as well. So some pretty good stuff. But this is what they should be doing for a lot of Space Marines, and Space Wolves need this. Every Space Marine chapter, and there are other armies in 40k that need this kind of love as well, but Space Marines is the easy one to do because you just copy and paste these shapes and just tweak them for whichever. If you have 30 shoulder pads in a 69 piece kit, you are using the same 30 pieces and just tweaking the design on them. Like, it is copy and paste 101 for this stuff, really, isn't it? So I think every Space Marine chapter, and I'm going to include Deathwatch in there, should have a versatile upgrade sprue that caters for all the armor types that are available. It has a variety of helmeted and unhelmeted heads. The Terminator chest piece for a sergeant is nice, but you only get one. But, you know, one squad of Terminators you can give a bit of flair to. I would like to see more options on these, honestly. I would love to have like a bigger option of all this stuff that comes with fancy Ultramarine shields. And Ultramarines is a tough one to sell with this, because already these units are stylized in a very Ultramarine Codex Astartes chapter way. But wouldn't it be cool if the Salamanders got one of these and part of that was 3 Blade Guard shields that had flames and a different style and looked really, really cool? It'll never happen, but I think that we need more of this. Doing this as an Ultramarines one is good. I don't know why it's taken this long. Obviously Ultramarines are getting quite a lot down the line. We know Calgar, we know Cato Sigarius, we know their new Victrix Honor Guard. So something's happening with Ultramarines. And I think that we've seen generally Space Marines are getting a bit of a revamp into other chapters. But I hope that this style of upgrade sprue is going to be for every chapter. I want Chaos to get them as well. I would love Imperial Guard, different factions. And it's slightly different because the different factions also have very different body types. But a Steel Legion one where you use the Krieg bodies and have all of these little heads and weapons and different styles for Steel Legion, I think that that would work. But I think that this is the bare minimum, and I think that they should just do a whole host of these. And I think that this should be for 40k. I think it should be for Heresy as well. I think other factions, all factions. I think that AdMech should get an upgrade sprue for both current AdMech, the Loyalist side, and Dark AdMech should get one. I think that this is an easy win for Games Workshop, and I don't know why, but for a start, that isn't really a huge reveal, is it? Are you truly excited about seeing this? Anybody but an Ultramarines player, this doesn't interest, because we've seen all this stuff before. Yes, this is the Ultramarines' take on it. This isn't anything new or exciting. It's cool, don't get me wrong, and Ultramarines players, this is something that you've probably been crying out for ages for. And this isn't terrible either. But I feel like you could come out and say, alright, here is 7 upgrade sprues, and then next week here's 7 Chaos upgrade sprues, and then it's, you know, just something like that. Maybe I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below. That's just my thoughts on these. I want more. I'm always going to want more, and for a company that makes so much money, I don't think it's wrong for us to ask for more for underserved factions. And that's a little bit preachy from me because Space Wolves have just got a huge refresh, and the only reason that I'm collecting Space Wolves is because of their refresh. But I hope that you understand where I'm coming from. Let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.